Hey everybody, this is Jared with WV Koi. I just want to talk really quickly about the two main utsurimono varieties, namely shiro utsuri and showa. And I just wanted to let you know these are a black-based koi, so they're black when they're born, as opposed to most fish that have either a clear or a white base when they're born. So there's a common misconception here in the U.S. that a good showa or good shiro utsuri is finished at a very young age, and by finished I mean all of the black sumi has come up to the surface of the fish, and that's not really the case. So what usually happens is, that fish is bought at a year-old, maybe a 2-year-old, which can be anywhere from 6 to 18 to 20 inches long, and the fish only has a little bit of black on it, and is often overlooked by American buyers because they don't see the black that they have heard about or are used to on a showa or a shiro utsuri, or at least not in the amount they expect. But what happens when you buy a fish with a lot of black on it is that as that fish becomes 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, that fish becomes almost entirely black, almost overpowering, and the color becomes out of balance. There are a couple videos online, most notably one from Taro Kodama of Kodama Koi Farm, and just disclosure, my main supplier for my imported koi is Kodama Koi Farm. They import from the major Japanese farms, and then I purchase from their wholesale market. Many of the shiro utsuri and showa available on the wholesale are good, but they are not popular at that stage because they are not yet showing a lot of black. But they are very good fish because I know that they will eventually have a very good balance of black and white, or in the case of a showa, a black, red, and white. You can see a few of my babies here. Some of them are almost entirely white with a little black spot on their head, and maybe just a touch of black towards the tail. These I have pulled out to grow on and keep until they're bigger, because I know that they will eventually get more black and a very balanced pattern to them. And there are some that are almost entirely black already, even though most of these are only 1 inch to 3 inches long. And those I will be moving on, because I just don't see the future potential of them at this age. If they are already turning black, they will be almost entirely black by the time they are adults, in most cases. Ooh, I love that Tonto showa. He's pretty. So a lot of people just don't understand how these fish, how their color patterning behaves as they mature. So I just want to make a quick video to maybe clarify some things. So the major breeder of shiro utsuri in Japan is Omosako Farm, and I've seen the videos of both the brothers, Takahiro Omosako and Takayoshi Omosako, and they both explained in different words, but basically got at the same point, that a fish that's young but already has a lot of black on it is not a desirable fish for them, and has little potential to be a show quality shiro utsuri. Likewise, Mr. Mitsunori of Issa Koi Farm, they're one of the top breeders of showa in Japan, and they're actually where I got some of my breeding stock from this year to breed for next year. And he also mentioned that one mistake people make is that they select the fish too young with too much sumi or black showing. And that, anywhere in that 12 to 18 inch range, when the fish is 1 to 2 years old, but that fish can still have just a small amount of black on it, and it can still be a very good fish later when it turns 4, 5, 6 years old, and still be show quality. And that they keep a lot of those. So one thing that is kind of unknown in the U.S. is that the top prospects for show quality fish rarely leave Japan. If that fish leaves Japan, it has been culled at least once. So when a fish comes here, it didn't make the top cut of fish that they're going to enter. Of prospects that they're going to enter either for the All Japan Koi Show, the Niigata Breeders Koi Show, or the or to retain as breeding stock. So, if a fish arrives in the U.S. from Japan, it was considered not quite good enough to make the cut for Japan. That doesn't mean that fish might not be a good possibility in the U.S. at a koi show in the U.S. It could very well be, and that's what we're going to be striving for here. Are fish that are show quality fish, at least for the U.S. That's what we're going to strive for here. But you may notice that a lot of the babies that I had in there only have a little bit of black on them with the white, or with just a small black dot on them. And those are the ones I'm going to keep to grow out for future show prospects. Also for future breeding stock, and also for premium quality, pricing. They're going to be higher price point fish later in their as they grow. So look us up, wbkoi.com, and I will talk to you soon.